All right, everybody. Good Tuesday. I'm starting to not be able to tell what day it is. It's all running together at this point. But good Tuesday evening. Meteorologist Alex Carter with you here for another edition of Weather Aware Live. Weather's a lot quieter this go-around as we break down the forecast into the weekend. Just one round of rain that's on the way in the near future. That happens starting tonight and all the way through Wednesday. So if you're just joining us, good evening. Thank you for doing that. And again, if you have any questions about the forecast, let us know. I'm imagining we are not going to have as many questions as what we have had lately. The weather finally quieting down, the snowfall forecast verifying, and here we are as we head into the next several days with just a cold rain to talk about, and that again happening tonight and on Wednesday. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Today's forecast was pretty nice, wasn't it? 65 degrees, lots of sunshine. This is a little bit unexpected, I will say, and that's all thanks to the cloud cover not performing like we thought it might. We thought the clouds would block out a lot of that sunlight today and allow us to stay cooler, but thankfully we had a nice warm day. Hope you got outside and enjoyed it. We definitely were not near the record set back in 1989, and we certainly weren't at 9 degrees, although you look at Sunday morning to this afternoon, feels like temperatures near 5, and then we had a high of 66 today, and that was just about a 60-hour difference. My goodness, what a difference 60 hours can make around here. But that was today, and here's what's coming in tonight. And you see the showers moving in. These are all back towards Alabama, northwest Georgia, pushing along the I-85 corridor now. So from Greenville down to Atlanta and Columbus, these are the areas that are seeing rain momentarily. Down the line tonight, that's when that rain begins to move into the CSRA. I think our northwestern counties will start to see this moving in closer to give or take about 9 o'clock. And then 10 o'clock to midnight for most of the region as those showers begin to overspread the area. Let's see. Good evening from Swainsboro, Georgia. Thank you for that, Michael Bright. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed just a little bit of snow that you got in your area. And hopefully, if you're headed down to Myrtle Beach, this coming weekend looks fine. But we're going to see some wet weather next weekend more than likely, and we're going to be diving into that coming up here in just a moment. As for this evening, showers again picking up once we head into the late evening hours, 11 to midnight. Most of that happens overnight. And then let's show you your Wednesday forecast. Again, we are expecting a good chunk of rain through the day. I think it's going to be a lot where we see the widespread showers moving in. And then once we get into the evening tomorrow, that's when the rain begins to slack off and taper up a little bit. So that's your outlook for tomorrow. It is going to be wet. You're going to need the rain jacket first thing tomorrow morning. That's for sure. Good evening, Scott. Thanks for joining in tonight. I appreciate that. And you're going to need the rain jacket starting tomorrow morning. You'll want to keep it around all day because the rain is going to be rather persistent. It'll finally begin to let up tomorrow evening. And when it's all said and done, look at what's piling up. About a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch in many spots of the CSRA. I think our lowest totals will be at around 1/4 of an inch in some spots. I think our highest totals will hit up to an inch. Very isolated pockets that could see that. But we all need the rain. We all need it, and that's all thanks to what has been some very dry conditions. Look at that. I mean, this is the latest drought monitor, and it is showing you what has been, again, a very brutal stretch. We see a lot of rain most of the time in December and January. We start a much more active weather pattern in these types of setups. Not this go-around. It's been active with the wintry stuff, but nothing when it comes to the drought. And the drought is just continuing to worsen. We're seeing anywhere from a moderate to severe drought. And look at northern Wilkes County. You guys are in a extreme drought at this point. So we really need the rain. That's going to change at least tomorrow and tonight. And then I think late next week, it starts to change in a big way, too. I think we'll see one, if not two, rainmakers moving in just in time for Valentine's weekend. So the weekends have not been our friend so far in 2026. Thankfully, this upcoming weekend will be. But let's dive into Futurecast, kind of show you what's ahead there. And Scott says he'll take the warmer weather with rain all day for a change. And I am right there with you, Scott. I really wish that we would just get some, 70s and sunshine and have that prolonged dry pattern like we had in December. Looks like late February could have more of that pattern, but we're not going to try to speak it into existence just yet. We're keeping eyes on it, but that's all there is to it at this point. So thank you guys again for joining in tonight on Weather Aware Live. Let's go ahead and show you the forecast through this evening. Again, we're going to stay dry up until about 9 o'clock, so we got another hour or 2 hours on that. And then rain overspreads the CSRA headed into early Wednesday morning. It's going to be a wet start to the day. The rain's going to be more light to moderate in nature, and it's going to continue through the first half of the day. Coverage breaks apart slightly in the afternoon. And then the evening, it'll slowly taper off. I think the cutoff for the rain, mainly about 8 to 9 o'clock tomorrow night. And then look at this. This is Thursday morning. You see a blanket of clouds over us. The clouds are going to be with us all day Thursday. So even though the rain's done Thursday, the clouds will be with us. And you see those futurecast temperatures at about 1 o'clock Thursday afternoon in the upper 30s. I think we're topping out in the low 40s. So Thursday, our coldest day of the week, bar none. Wednesday, our wettest day of the week. And then we finally start to see a pattern change slightly as we head into late this week and weekend and early next week. So here's the jet stream pattern. I want to go ahead and touch on this real quick. Again, it's a battle of jet streams. You see where the blue line and the red line are. That's two different branches fighting it out. And which one's going to win, well, that remains to be seen. But I'm going to go ahead and show you this. This is Sunday, and this is on Saturday. Notice Saturday, we are right there on the border between the cooler air and the warmer air. And it's all about which one's going to win out. And right now, the jet stream, I could show you this. I mean, it's a matter of miles between what is warm and cold air. I mean, look, you're talking about a give or take 300-mile difference between what could be a 20-degree temperature spread at the surface. So, again, it's just going to be a game of give and take here to see which one wins out into the weekend. What we do know for a fact is next week, the warm air is winning out. Look at that. The warm jet stream, the southern branch, is going to take over. And here we go with what is going to be some nice weather as we head into at least Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday of next week. But I'm eyeing some weekend rain chances. So warm weather is going to win out next week. This weekend, it's going to be touch and go because there's going to be a fine line between a difference of some mid to upper 50s and some low 60s out there. Here's the cold front moving into parts of the Midwest, the Great Lakes, and, of course, the Mid-Atlantic this weekend. Some spots in Virginia and northern North Carolina could be in the 20s. Meanwhile, we're in the upper 50s and low 60s. Now, we'll take that. That's for sure. But I think if the cold air does drift a little further south, then that's something that we'll be showing you throughout this week and weekend. Because notice here, this is Sunday's forecast. Some temperatures up in the Carolinas in the upper 30s. Meanwhile, for us, we're a fine line between 50s and 60s. Regardless, it is going to be sunny and it's going to be mild. So, again, I just think that some warmer weather's on the way. This weekend, we're right on the fringe of cooler and warmer air, somewhere in the middle. And then next week, we'll finally begin to warm up. But here's that 7-day forecast again. Rain tonight, all day tomorrow. Cold and cloudy, uncharacteristic of the next 7 days on Thursday. And then by the weekend, it's looking a whole lot better. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. Good evening, Jimmy. Always good to hear from you. Tell Dan I said hey as well. And Amelia, true that. That does explain the sinus issues right now. That's for sure. All kinds of changes, high pressure, low pressure. We're seeing different systems moving in. Today was a little bit breezy, ahead of the front. All that good stuff. But that's kind of a breakdown of the forecast now that we're breaking out of that winter weather pattern, starting to get more of a spring-like pattern moving in as we head into next week. So looking forward to that and getting some much-needed rain tomorrow. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll have much more on Fox 84 News at 10 and 11 tonight. Join us then, and we will see you soon.